So a couple weeks ago, I was at a stoplight with my kids going somewhere, and when we were waiting for it to turn green, and immediately when it did, one of my kids said, "Go!" to the car in front of us. And I kind of turned around a little bit and I said, "Oh honey, we're not in a hurry." And she looked at me and said, "But Mom, that's what you always say to the car in front of us when the light turns green." Oh, yeah, that kind of hit me right here. Just first of all, seeing my imperfections played out in front of me was hard, but then seeing them played out in front of me with my 6-year-old was even harder. That whole scenario got me to thinking about my reaction towards a lot of other situations in life. And my attitude and my reaction is that I want everything to happen fast, and I want it to happen now. I don't want to wait for an answer. I don't want to wait for things to happen. I don't want to wait for somebody else to make a decision. I definitely don't want to wait for a light to change. But you know, the problem with that is this. That type of attitude makes me live in a state of impatience. I'm always impatient. I'm impatient with the grocery clerk because I have somewhere to go and something to do. And that leads me to live with anxiety a lot of the times. I'm always thinking about the future. I'm not content with where I'm at and what I'm doing. A great example is where I'm living right now in my life. We're trying to sell our house, and we've been trying to sell our house for about 2 months now. And when I put it on the market, I thought, you know what, this is God's will, it's gonna sell immediately. And here I sit 2 months later, showing after showing. But I keep thinking, but God, I want to move to where we're now in ministry. I want to move where we now have grown this community of friends. I want to move to a smaller house I don't have to clean and a lower house payment. And I continually think about what I want in the future instead of being content right where I am. Because honestly, when I look around, I have a great house, I have a great family, I have a great neighborhood. Okay, so things could be better, but why am I not content right where I am, allowing God to use me where I am? I'm continually wanting the future. Philippians 4:6-7 says, "Be anxious for nothing." Ooh, that one's hard. "But in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let our requests be known to God." God, I want my house to sell. You know, and when we lay those at His feet and no longer make them our own and try to solve them, this is what God does in verse 7. It says, "The peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard my heart and my mind." That's where I want to live. I want to say, yes, I know all these things are going to happen in the future, but I want to live content right where I am because I know You've got me. God's telling us through that verse that it doesn't have to be a life of impatience, a life of anxiety. God's got this. We just have to be still and know that He is God. And that is hard. He wants us to plan for the future, but be content right where we're at because we're going to miss something. You know, I don't know where you're at right now. I don't know if maybe you're waiting for divorce papers. Maybe you're waiting for a job that would actually make ends meet. Maybe you're just battling sickness. I know it's hard, and I know this sounds so cliche, but God wants you to embrace the situation you're in with contentment. We're still gonna need to plan for the future. You can continue looking for that job. You can continue searching for the doctor that has maybe a great treatment, but we still need to be content right where He has us, not living in the future and only hoping for the future. We need to live in the moment. Let God give us the strength and the rest. Let Him give us the zeal for glorifying Him in the moment with that current situation, because we're gonna miss out on a lot of things. I'm gonna miss out on my kids growing up because I want them always to be able to tie their shoes or to wipe their own bottoms. I'm gonna miss where I'm at because I'm always wanting something different. So that's my prayer for you today. My prayer is that even though it's hard, I pray you embrace the moment that God has you in while He allows you to plan for something great that He has for you in the future.